Good evening, everybody. Let's get everybody on and cooking on gas. Here we go. I know I'm on time. Surprises everybody. Here we go. So I'll give you all a second to get logged in while everything gets caught up. Subtitles have put themselves on again, so I've turned them off, and I'll give you all a minute or two to get logged in. I'm really excited about this sneaky peek, and as if that's not obvious enough, sneaky peek. Right, so I'll give you all a minute. So obviously I'm streaming on both YouTube and on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. So just say hello to people that are logging in on YouTube. So hi Denise, Emma, Julie, Early Birds, yeah, you are, Eager Beavers, hi Bev. And then we'll flick over. Hi Helen, hi Alison. Oh, bless you. Hi Helen, hi Annette. Right, so people are starting to get logged in. Now I'm going to hang on a second. Hi Di, ready and waiting. Hi Susan. I'm not going to start until we've got more people here, so I'll just give it a second. My iPad's just told me that it needs to do an update, so as long as it doesn't do it now, that's absolutely fine. Hi Lee, hi Angela, hi Lona. So everybody's starting to get logged in. Obviously I've got everything covered up just under here, and I did have it like that, but you could see through it, so I'll put a bit of card on top first. Hi Claire, so good evening to everybody that's starting to get logged in now. Let me just flick over to YouTube and see everybody there. Hi Julia, hi Shell, hi Christine, hi Lucy, Tess Majors, hi Pat. So good evening to everybody who I've not mentioned by name just yet. So, hi Sylvia, you remembered, darling, bless you. Hi Caroli. Right, I think you're going to like these new stamps because I think they're absolutely stunning, and I know the design team have loved working with them. Hi Lozzie. Hi David, I'm glad you all think I'm the boss. You all know who the real boss is, it's not me. Watching on the train home from work in Glasgow. Oh, that's dedication, Tracy, thank you. I hope everybody can't hear me, they'll think you've gone mad. Hi Alice, hi Joan. Right, everybody's starting to get logged in now. So himself had 3 stents put in yesterday, so no heart attack risk when I shot now. Oh bless him, is he okay Denise? Oh, that's quite a big thing. Hi Heather, hi Judy. Right, so I'm gonna get a drink and then we'll do the big reveal. So after I've done the reveal, oh thanks Julia. So remember as well everybody, Julia is doing YouTube, Facebook live as well with these new stamps on Friday morning. I can't remember what time, 11 o'clock Julia, did you say? So Julia's going to demo these on her YouTube channel and her Facebook page on Friday morning, so you'll get an extra demo. Yeah, I did a full set as well. Oh, bless him, Denise, I didn't know. Oh, well, I'm glad he's feeling okay now. Bless him. So, hi, Jean, hi, everybody. Right, here we go. Right, I'll get a drink, and then we'll get cracking. Oops, my cup's stuck to my mat. That's not a good sign. I'm not going to slurp, I promise. Hi Christine, hi Sheila, hi to everybody I've not spoken to yet. Oh, that's better. Let's see how much of this hi Chrissy, how are you doing? Hi Sue. Right, here we go. So we've got a few people here with us now. Hi Sonia. Yeah, Bev. Friday, right, so Julia's just corrected me. She's doing her YouTube and Facebook live on Friday morning at 10 AM with the new stamps. So let's get this off and let's show you the new stamps. So there are 8 stamps in total. Oh, you can still see through that. There are 8 new stamps in total, 4 A6 stamps and 4 A5 sets. So these are absolutely gorgeous. So they will work. I've designed them specifically to work with previous stamp ranges that I've done, and obviously they will stand alone. They're a standalone collection. So this time I've given you loads and loads of opportunities to put your own mark on things, to build up your own embellishments, to create your own style from these. Hi Sandy, but with the work already pre-done, so you've got all the creativity choices, and I've given you a really good foundation. This is an amazing collection of stamps. So this is called my Notebook Botanicals. Well, you all know I love a bit of botanical, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So this is the Notebook Botanicals. I can't even say it. Notebook Botanicals, and we're going to quickly run through these stamps. So let me just put that piece of card back because I do need it for my demo. So 8 stamps in total, or 8 new stamps being released in total. Jacqueline's just told me she's got lots of spending money left from a trip to Jersey, so she's got plenty of money to spend. That's brilliant. You shouldn't tell me things like that. Right, so let me just flick over to Facebook. Hi to everybody I've not spoken to on Facebook. I'm trying to keep up with the comments on two places. I'm not doing too bad. I'm getting better. Right, okay, so we will start with the A6 stamps. So these all have a very arty feel. Oh yeah, thanks for noticing, Emma. So Emma's just spotted over on YouTube that the packaging colour is different for this collection. So we've got this beautiful sage green. Obviously it works with the theme of Notebook Botanicals. But I think I'm going to change the packaging every time I do a new release because it keeps it nice and exciting for us. And it also makes it easy when you're trying to find them through your stash. You'll know which colour belongs to which collection. So we're going to start with the A6 stamps. Jean says she's got no sound. I can't help you, Jean, unless you've got the mute button pressed. I can't help you. So we're going to start with these, and I've given these are all doodly type botanicals, but the botanicals have now become an option, so you can add whatever you want to these. So each of these 4 A6 ones has its own botanical and its own extra pre-done embellishments. This one is called, I've given them all these fabulous names as well. So this one is called Peaceful, which I absolutely love. We all need a bit of peace. Before I carry on, I need to tell you all something. After I've gone through the sneaky peek and shown you all the new stamps, I have some information that I need to share with you. So please hang around after I've gone through the stamp set so I can tell you what I need to tell you. So here we go. So we've got Peaceful first. I'm flicking between the 2 channels so I can see what you're saying to me. So these are the A6 ones, and I'll just flip that over. So straight away, if you're somebody who likes to do little journals, little notebooks or anything like that, these are spot on for this because they will fit perfectly in an A6 size booklet or journal. They will also fit perfectly in my double deboss rectangles, my elegant eyelet rectangles, and so on and so forth. Easy to use if you're just chopping on a guillotine. So you just chop a piece of A6 card and you've got a fabulous image good to go straight away. So you've got the Peaceful here, and the Peaceful look has little sketched boxes within them, and all down the side it's got inky splats and what have you. So that is Peaceful. I'm going to keep the A6 ones to one side. Then you have Calmness. I love this one. I love them all. I can't even tell you if I've got a favourite because I love them all. So this one is called Calmness, and again it's a doodled botanical with extras put in. So you can see the theme going on here. This is the first time as well that I've made the botanical more or less the length of the stamp. Yeah, so you've got a feature straight away. So this is Calmness. Aren't they gorgeous? I absolutely love these stamps. Absolutely love these stamps. And more importantly, you've got the other bits coming so that you can build up on these. So that is Calmness. This one is called Serenity. So you have Serenity. They're all slightly different as well. So although we've got the notebook in the background, they're all slightly different with different parts missing. So they're all a little bit different. And Serenity has these lovely inky circles and everything in there. Little bit of random lettering in the background. I'll flip it over so you see. Obviously I've used this one. You can see I've used this one. I forgot what I was just going to say to you. And again, a full-size botanical image on that side. And then you have the last one in the A6 size, which is Tranquility. Tranquility again has a different background. It's got more shabby letters in there. It's got some ink splats. I love this one. And that again is practically the full length of this stamp. I don't think we're going to hear the ice cream van tonight because it's throwing it down with rain here. I've just took a tablet for a migraine. So you've got Serenity. So we have Serenity and Tranquility, which are the two that give you a more solid botanical. Yeah, these are all relatively easy. Apart from Tranquility, they're all relatively easy to fussy cut out as well. So you've got Tranquility and Serenity. And then you've got Calmness and Peaceful. And Calmness and Peaceful give you more scope for colouring in, because I've left more open areas on the petals. So they are your A6s. So then I can hear what you're saying. You're thinking, well, what do I do with that space, Phil? What do I do with that empty space? Because unlike Flora Musica, unlike the Flora Musica where I gave you a full complete A6 image, these now give you choices. These give you loads and loads of scope to be able to use past things that I've brought to you before. You can use loads and loads of my previous stamps. You can put my dies in there. You can put your own words in there. But I know what you're thinking, because you're the same as me. You're thinking, oh, I'm a little bit daunted by that empty space. So look what I've done for you. We move on to the A5 sets. And I had to do these because, again, extending what you can do with these. There are so many different ways you can use these stamps, and so many different styles, whether you're going to do what I'm going to create tonight, which is a little bit mixed media, or whether you want to do clean and simple, which some of the design team have done, and they look phenomenal. So you've got the wonderful wildflowers, which obviously gives you the botanicals. So it gives you the botanicals that coordinate for every single one. So for every one of these botanicals, you've got a counterpart. You've even got two. You've got a single stem of this one. So for every one of the A6 botanicals, you've got a counterpart in the larger set as well. So what that means is you can stamp these, fussy cut them out, and start decoupaging. You can stamp these, fussy cut them out, create backgrounds. You can stamp these to create individual backgrounds. You can do so much with these stamps, and I'm going to show you the front again. So that is the wonderful wildflowers. Aren't they gorgeous? I love these, absolutely love them. And then we move on to wonderful wings. So you know me, you know what I'm like, and I know what you like. We've now got all these A6 stamps with spacers, so you could absolutely use the counterparts, create more layers on there, but then you can add your own wings to them. So in here you've got 15 stamps with the wonderful wings. You've got butterflies. I've never done these as separates. This is the first time ever that I've given you separate images that you can use with the more open, smaller stamps. So you've got dark butterflies, you've got open butterflies, you've got bees, you've got two different styles of dragonfly, different butterflies, you've got two little ladybugs in the bottom there, and you've got two sizes of bee. And you can see there was literally no space left whatsoever in that stamp set. So we've now taken this concept of the notebook botanicals. So the notebook botanicals you can just use on your die cuts, great fabulous toppers, They're not for journaling, or they do work for journaling. So you could take any one of these notebook botanicals and completely transform, stamp it how it is, or completely transform it with the extra wildflowers, or with the wonderful wings, with the butterflies. All of these you can fussy cut out as well, which is what I've done for tonight. I've not finished yet. Let me just flick over to Facebook. Yeah, they are absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Sonia. So we've now taken a concept, we've transformed it with two different sets of stamps, with the wonderful wildflowers and the wonderful wings, and we can take this even further. We can go further with this. So what's missing from this? That as a standalone collection of stamps, that is amazing in its own right. But what is missing? What's missing from these is the postmark paraphernalia. Again, you've seen lots of these little images incorporated into previous, with the Flora Musica, for example. Some of these images were in Flora Musica, but you've never been able to get them as an individual set of stamps. So postmark paraphernalia has 27 individual stamps that you can now use to fill in and build up your images with the notebook botanicals. Every time you use these with that, it's going to look different, and that with that, and so on and so forth. So use the butterflies, use the wonderful wildflowers, change it again with the postmark paraphernalia, and I'm just going to show you these. They're just so useful. You're going to use these so often. And more importantly, for me as a designer, it means when you get these home, you're going to get out your Flora Musica that we did before, even your Christmas ones. So even the festive Flora Musica, you're going to be able to use these with, because you can build up the layers again. So we've now moved on from just the notebook botanicals to completely transforming them. And we're not done yet. What else is missing? What else is missing from this? So you tell me what's missing. I'm going to tell you. Tell me what else is missing from this collection. And I know what you're thinking. Nothing. Because there's just so much there already. Bev on YouTube is saying money from the bank is what's going to be missing. Hi Elaine. Hi to everybody who's just tuning in. I'm just going to get a drink while you ponder on what my last question was. And Dial keep reminding me to have a drink. I've got my coffee and I've also got a bottle of juice. So what's missing from this now is extra textures. Yeah, extra textures is what's missing from this. So I want to, for example, this one. So if we look at the peaceful stamp, the peaceful stamp on its own has these beautiful doodled squares within it. So you imagine stamping this, colouring in just the flower head and the foliage, and then matching it with just colouring in the boxes. But then you've got this space. So this space you can use with your butterflies, you can use with the extra botanicals, the wildflowers, you can use with the postmark paraphernalia, or you can add even more textures to these. You can add more textures. It's just amazing. This is such an amazing collection of stamps. I absolutely love them. So the notebook textures has 22 individual stamps in it, and I very carefully matched it up. So all of these notebook botanicals, so the notebook botanicals are obviously essential, because that's where the concept starts. It starts with the A6 stamps, and whatever mood you're in, just pick which one. But all of these lovely textures you can now build up, fussy cut out, decoupage, layer up, and create your own embellishments that will coordinate with all four of these notebook botanicals. And more importantly, they work with the postmark paraphernalia, they'll work with the butterflies, they'll work with the wonderful wildflowers. They will all work. You'll never get bored with these. they will all work together, individually or on their own. So take the Flora Musica, and I know I keep referring to Flora Musica, but take the Flora Musica that I did you last year and a couple of years before, the original ones. You're now going to be able to take that old collection of stamps and completely refresh it with all of these extras. Completely refresh it with all of the extras, and also with the notebook botanicals. So you could use this one, for example, and just use that part with the lovely lines behind it, chop it into little rectangles, and you've got a DL card already done. And the last thing I need to tell you is, oh, Julia, you must have just read my mind. You must have just read my mind. So the big backgrounds that I did over the last couple of years, you're now going to be able to take your big backgrounds, the vintage journal page, the blank page, the ledger, all of the ones that don't have images in them, and you're going to be able to transform those as well. You're going to be able to use the flowers with it, the notebook botanicals with it, and so many other sets of stamps. So get out the old big backgrounds from the last couple of years, and you're going to be able to use them with it together, and it's a new set of stamps that you're going to be able to use on their own or with everything that I've done in the past. And that is before we even look at adding paints and the watercolor brush pens or the texture medium and so on and so forth. So samples, Debbie's asking me to show samples on Facebook. Samples you will see on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page on Friday morning. These stamps are being released on Friday morning. So the album of all the samples from the design team will be on the page on Friday morning. I'm obviously going to make a little card with you now. Val's just saying the weather's not helping, I keep breaking up, what a shame. So things I need to tell you before I start. So I'll just put these here so you can see the whole thing while I'm telling you this next bit of news, because it's not good news. Or certainly not from my point of view. Right, so I'll get a drink and I'll take a deep breath. I've already had a tablet before I do this. So something I need to tell you all before I carry on with the demo. These are on TV on Friday. So I'm on TV. I'm on Create and Craft on Friday at 12 and 5 on Friday. Which leads me quite nicely into what I've got to tell you now. So, before I tell you this, I don't want you to all start leaving me loads of comments, because I won't be able to reply to them all. I just need to be completely transparent with you all. You know me well enough to know that I'm going to tell you the truth, and I want you to know this before these are released on Friday. So, here we go. Deep breath, Phil. So, as you know, things have changed in television land. It's all different now, and obviously with the craft store buying Create and Craft and it all becoming one company, things have changed. Things have also changed for suppliers, as you all probably know. And one of the things that I've been trying to do since the changes, and you all know me well enough to know that I'm telling you the truth, is to keep things the way that they are, in the fact that I can sell you these at the same time on my own website, and more or less at the same prices. But it's all changed. It's got to change. So the last few days I've spent in discussions with the management at Create and Craft. It's not been easy, but we've come to well, I'm not going to say we've come to an agreement, because we haven't. I've been told. I've been told. So this I have absolutely no control of whatsoever. So in the interest of me being able to stay on TV on Create and Craft, this is what I've had to agree to. So these stamps will still be released on my website on Friday morning. You will still be able to get the bundle of all of them with a discounted price. However, you will not be able to get a discounted price on the individual stamps until Friday evening. I can't do discounts on the individual stamps until the evening of the shows, or a few hours after my last show finishes. So if you are going for the whole collection, obviously I still want you to shop on TV if you do, but for my loyal customers who come to me time and time again, I'm being 100% transparent and I'm telling you the truth. I'm not allowed now to sell the individuals at the same price with a discount. No, it's not a 2-week rule. It's in fairness, they've met me halfway, Chrissy, sort of. I've been told what the options were, and this is the best option. So the best option is you can buy my complete bundle on my website with a discount. You can't, however, buy the individuals with a discount until the evening of my show, so a few hours after my show. So I want you to know this, and I'm not happy, but I'm happy I'm still staying with TV. So there it is. I can't do anything about it. I apologise, everybody, but I want you to know. So if you're buying on TV, it really won't matter because you'll get the discount straight away from TV, because that's what I've always done. The only thing that's really changed is that the individual things won't have a discount until that evening. So whew, I've said it, I've done it, and that's it. Moving on. That's out of my control, but there you go. So job done. Right, so let's move on to a lovely little quick demo. A lovely little quick demo is never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But there you go. Well, I get where they're coming from, Chook. I get where it's about working together and finding a place that makes everybody happy. And I've been quite fortunate, really, in that I've known them a long time, so blah blah blah. So we've that's the agreement we've come to, and it works for everybody. So there we go. So let's crack on with this lovely quick demo, which is not gonna be a quick demo. It might be quicker than normal because I've done loads and loads of prep ahead of time. So I did give you a little sneaky peek of what of this background that I left drying in my inky box the other day. In my inky box. My inky box. My lovely inky box. Before I move on to this, so for those of you that are watching on Facebook, please, if you can, subscribe to my YouTube channel and to Julia's YouTube channel and to the design teams, Helen, Ilona and Lozzie, because we are going to be doing loads and loads of demos for you across all the social media. So I'm trying to build up the YouTube channels for us all. No, it's not a little card, Bev. Bev just saying, I thought you said it was a little card. No, it's not. It's not. It's actually, let's have a look how big this card is. It's a little 11 inch by 7 1/4. But one of my demos on TV is doing a smaller version of this, so you'll see how you can incorporate this into a smaller version. Into a smaller version. So the links to subscribe to us all are all over the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page and Julia's Facebook page, Julia Watts Crafts, and the design team, I'm pretty sure, will post the links for you as well. Right, so let's get cracking. I've done a lot of this ahead of time because there's a lot to do, and I do want to get this finished, and I want to get my dinner. It's been a stressful few days, so I want to enjoy this. So this is where we're going. So I'm doing a lovely mixed media type card again. You've all noticed that the style just lately has been a little bit, I'm not going to say grungy, because although it is, it's not. I like pretty grunge. So we've got a lovely 11 by 6.5. No, it's 11 by 7.25. I like pretty, but I like to use all the products that we've got already. So I'm going to break this down for you and show you what I've done already. And I'm going to show you how I did this background on a smaller piece of card. So I've obviously got some of the butterflies here that I've stamped and cut out and painted with the metallic paints. I'm going to do one live to show you how I did that. Yeah. And I forgot to colour the antennae in. And I've also cut out, stamped and cut out the peaceful. So this is actually the peaceful image. This is the stamp. This is the image from the A6 stamp that I've stamped and fussy cut out. So you're going to be able to decoupage these straight away. If I show you the other set, the wonderful wildflowers, you can see I've given you an extra one that's smaller as well. So it's facing the opposite direction, and you can change it around as well. And then that is another replica, so you can stamp it without the lines if you want to. So this fabulous background that I've got here that you all saw drying in my lovely inky box. Yeah. This is actually texture paste through one of the stencils, and I'm going to show you that now. So this piece here has been splattered with the burnt orange metallic acrylic paint. So I'm not going to do that again because you all know how to do splats. But I am going to show you how to get this fabulous effect using the Distress Oxide Sprays and the texture paste. So I'll do it on this little 8x8 piece. I've already got mine done. So I'll do it on this piece just to show you. So the first thing you need to do is the texture paste. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the comments, everybody. Somebody remind me to drink every 10 minutes. Not to worry, Di. I'm slacking. YouTube's not letting you comment. Think it's probably because I've lost it. You're watching on your phone. It could be Lozzie. Turn your phone landscape. You do need to be signed into YouTube to be able to absolutely, Jacqueline. You'll be able to do that, absolutely. So we're going to create the background first. So you've got a couple of different options with this. So you all know that I love my chalk paste from Prima. Yeah, so you could use the chalky white for this. However, I'm not. I'm using a combination of my texture medium and my white gesso. So this is a really good duo of products to treat yourself to, because with the texture medium combined with any of the metallic paints. So if you combine the texture medium with any of the metallic paints, you're going to get a pearlescent, translucent texture paste. So I could quite easily do a lovely shocking pink texture paste that gives you a pearly finish and it's translucent like a stained glass window by combining these two products. But I'm going to combine it with gesso. And this is something that I've shown you before. So apologies if you've seen all this before, but I'm showing you again for those of you that haven't seen it. So texture medium on its own will dry completely transparent. So if you want just a glossy, transparent effect, just go straight in with the tube. As soon as you add gesso to this, you change it from a transparent to a white texture paste. It is the weather. The weather plays havoc with Facebook and YouTube lives, and it's really quite thundery here as well. So I'm not going to do loads of this, but I'm just going to do a bit just so I can show you how to. I'll put some back. Actually, that's too much. I'll put some back. It says with just a little skittering at the end. So texture medium on my mat. Don't use the same spatula. I've made that mistake before. So I'm going to take some of the gesso, and remember, when you're adding a liquid to a liquid, don't do too much because it will change the consistency. So I'm just going to drip a little bit of this gesso into my texture medium. Put a bit more in. And that's plenty. That is more than enough for that. I'm just trying to get a wipe that's all stuck to the bottom. And I'll just wipe that off there. I wouldn't normally waste that, but I want to get this done so I can get my dinner. Oops. And then we'll mix the two together. So mixing the two together. Oh, hi Sylvia. Sylvia's watching on YouTube now as well, bless you. So I'm going to mix these two products together. And you can see that already it gets a little bit more fluid because I've added the gesso to it. So you do need to be a little bit more careful. But we've now changed that transparent texture medium to a white texture medium. So I'll just grab one of my stencils. I'll just do it with this one just for quickness. And I'm going to put a little bit just randomly. I'm not going to go mad with it because I'm just showing you the technique. I've already got this done. And I knew I'd make too much, I always do. So you can, I'll bring it in and show you in a second. You can still use it quite easily through your stencils. Just remember, if it starts to run, it's because you've put too much gesso in it. And I'll do a little bit at the bottom because we've got a bit left over, rather than waste it. And I'm just going to wipe that. Well, I'll wipe it in a minute. I'm not going to leave that to dry in there because it's an absolute mare to get off. And then with the bit that's left over, I'm just going to do some rough edges. So trying not to waste it. I will read your comments later. No, I probably won't actually. It'll probably be tomorrow now because by the time we've finished, it'll be dinner time. I should really eat before I come on, but it's been one of those days, weeks, fortnights. So I've now just added a little bit of the waste paste just to the edges, look. And at this stage, you've got a couple of different options. Let me just clean this up. You can leave that to dry, which takes about 15-20 minutes depending on how thick you've put it on. And then you can do your inking over it. So if you leave it to dry before you do the spritzing over the top, you will get more white showing. If you spritz on it whilst it's still wet, which is what I'm going to do now, you will get some of the colour transfer from the mister into the paste. I'm just going to put that in my inky box. So this is my lovely inky box. I know you love to see my inky box. And I'm going to spray it over the top of it. So if I bring this in to show you, look, you can see where some of my mister, the paste will resist it a little bit, but where it sits, it will change the colour of the paste. And I'm using, I do prefer the oxides for this, and I'm using what I think is my new favourite colour, which is Uncharted Mariner. So I'm going to give it a good shake. Oh, if the camera bounces, it's because I'm shaking with it, everybody. And I'm just going to do a very light mist, and as I mist, I'm going to move my hand across. That is plenty. And then I'm going to take my water mister. So this is my fine spray water mister. Oops, there you go. And I'm going to go through the middle, and I'm going to wet this so that it starts to run. So just till it starts to run, look. And already you can see we've got a fabulous effect going on. Stop, Phil. Stop, Phil. There we go. And that is exactly what I did. Oh, I'll leave it in the box. That's exactly what... Oh, no, it isn't. I forgot one thing. Sorry, everybody. I want some more blobs. So I'm going to use the nozzle, the pipe, and just do some flicky splatty things. Just from the nozzle of the Distress Oxide. And I'll leave that now. And then when that dries, you can see already, look, that the paste has already started to resist the ink. And then you will end up with that fabulous effect there. That's exactly what I did there. I'm going to put my inky box on the floor. I might use that one on my show, actually. We'll see. Ooh. So that's my inky box. So bad at stenciling. I think the thing Denise is just saying on YouTube, she's bad at stenciling. I think the thing with stencils, Denise, is not to worry too much. If you miss a bit, it doesn't really matter. Just make it a texture. Now, I'm not organised enough to do what Julia does. And Julia always has the sense to have a bowl of warm soapy water to clean her stencil, to just throw her stencils in. But I haven't got room because I've got so much stuff around me. But this will wash off in warm soapy water. It's just a bit of a mare to get it off. You have to peel it off like a glue. So I'll just take the excess off there. It's not too bad. That's what happens when you leave texture paste on for too long. Right, let's get on to the stamps. So the technique I've just shown you there is exactly what I did with the ovals as well. It's exactly the same thing that I did with the ovals. These are the stitch torn ovals that I wanted because we've got that lovely stitch torn edge. And we'll come to the stamps now. I've got to clean my spatula. There we go. Oh, I've got a right dab on. It's very muggy. So I shall do, I'll do this one because, in fact I might do it twice. I'm going to do it on here as well. Because I haven't decided yet whether to have the image or the texture paste plain oval. So I'm going to do the oval first. And I'll get one shot at this. So these stamps are all just under, they're all just under A6. So I'm just trying to make sure that's straight-ish. I've just left a little bit for my magnet to hopefully grab onto. We'll soon find out. Yeah. And I'm stamping with the VersaFine Onyx Black. Here we go. Stamping with that bit was straightforward. It was, Jean. Yes, I left it to dry. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with comments on both places. Drink, Phil. Thanks, Rose. Right, so let's ink this up. So I know I need to do the part where the flower is. And I am going to be painting over this. So let's just see if I've done enough. Wait till you see how fabulous these images are. And if the lines are a bit wonky, it doesn't matter. Oh, that's just gorgeous. That's just gorgeous. So I've gone off the edge on purpose because I'm going to decoupage it with this one, look. So straight away, look, just by stamping onto a die cut oval, just stamp ink, nothing special, and then putting in the extra one on decoupaged completely changes the look. Fabulous. I love stamps like that. And then I'm going to stamp a spare one just so I can show you how to colour it in. And I'll do a butterfly at the same time. Which butterfly have I used? I've used them both, so I'll do this one because that's an easy one to cut out. My fingers are inky. I'm not gonna get them both on. Oh, I might do. I might just get them both on. Let's try that. So I'm now just stamping an extra flower and a butterfly, because I want to show you how to paint with the acrylic paints. Fabulous. Oh, look at the detail. That's incredible. Even if I say so myself. And I'm just going to wipe the ink off. I'm not going to spend ages demoing because I want to get my dinner. And we're already on 8 o'clock, nearly. So I'll just leave them there to dry. Right, so just give them a second to dry. So one thing to remember, although the VersaFine Clairs do dry, not the VersaFine Clairs, the VersaFine Onyx Black does dry quickly. It does need a second to let the ink dry. So whilst that's drying, I'm going to go to my trio frame sentiments for this. And I did have a little bit of card that I've lost. Are you under there? No, you're not. How can you lose 2 sheets of card when I've only been sat at my desk? I'll do it on here. So I'm going to have lots of choices with the trio frames when you're using this kind of style of stamp, and they'll work perfectly well. So let's have oh, too many choices, Phil. Let's have Bloom and Grow. Let's just have Bloom and Grow because it's easy. So Bloom, Grow, and so Bloom and Grow. I'm just going to stamp these in black because I'll be cutting them out. So a couple of little tips for you. I'm going to stamp these and then I'm going to use the paints over the top. And what happens is the paints over the top will dilute or soften the black. So it will mute the black down a bit. If you wanted the black to be really dominant, you would do the painty bit first and then stamp over it. But you will probably need to stamp a couple of times when you're stamping over metallic paints. Bloom and Grow. I'm roasting. Whew. So I'll pop them to one side and let them dry as well. Clean the stamps. Job done. So now we'll come back to the image. I've already got mine done. But I'm going to show you now how to use the paints. So I use two colours on these. I've used the burnt orange and the summer poppy. And the burnt orange and the summer poppy, they look the same on the screen, but they're not. The summer poppy, there you go, look. The summer poppy on my right is actually a little bit redder. And I just need a little paintbrush for this. You'll be pleased to know that I've cleaned all my brushes. So they are cleaner than they were last week. But I can't find the one I want, so I've cleaned it too well. Oh, there you are. So this is easy peasy. Easy peasy. Oh, I've lost the comments. Anybody can do this. Do you know what? I do chew because I'm absolute. In fact, do you know what, Janice? I am taking my shirt off. I am. Hang on a minute. The shirt is off. Now Sandy's going to be telling me off because Sandy sent me a fabulous thing that I should have remembered. And it's actually in my craft room, but I never remembered to do it. Right, so we're going to paint with the acrylic paint. So remember, these are not just for splatting and things like that. You can actually paint with them. So you can use them as a watercolour medium, but the benefit of this is these are so highly pigmented, you use a tiny, tiny bit. And also you'll get that lovely pearlescent sheen from these. So if I was to choose between the Radiant Lustre powders and the paints, if I had to choose which one to go for first, it would be the paints. I think the paints give you a more even coverage of the mica, of the pearlescence. It's a good job I've got the screen facing at the other direction. That's all right, Teresa. You'll be able to watch it back. Imagine, I bet we'd get more viewers if I did a topless show. Right, so I'm going to go in first with the burnt orange. And I'm using just a teeny, tiny bit. And I'm going to colour in both. And sorry. And I would colour these in before I cut them out. It makes it a little bit easier. So let's have, that's too much. Teeny tiny bit, look. Come on, camera, catch up. There we go. Come on. And the camera can't focus on a close-up. What's that all about? iPhone 13. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that on my mat and give it a squirt with water. Mix it. And then just, I'm going to go over the whole thing. So I'll go over the whole flower. Remember, I would be cutting this out. And I'm just going to bring that in a second just to show you how wet I've made that, because we're going to drop some of the other colour into it. I can make that a little bit more orange. That's because I haven't drunk, sorry everybody. So can you see what I'm doing here? I'll bring it in. Let me bring it in. See if I can do a close-up for you for this. So I've done like a base coat with the burnt orange, and I'm now just going from the middle and I'm just dabbing in the colour, and that will naturally bleed itself out because the base coat is still wet. As soon as it dries, you'll lose that. And I can do the same with the flower as well. So at the bottom of the flower, look. Can you see? That's instant shading. No skill involved. and when that dries it will be pearlescent. But I am just going to put the Summer Poppy on, because Summer Poppy is a gorgeous colour that I don't use very often, and it's only when I use it I think to myself, why have you not used that more often? I'll just dry that because I don't want any contamination. And I'm now moving on to the Summer Poppy, which as you can see is much redder. But I'll use a bit from the lid. That's too much. I only need a teeny tiny bit. Right, so this is still wet enough for me to do this. So I could literally go in direct with this and just pop it at the bottom. And if you go in direct, you'll get a stronger effect. I want it a little bit more subtle. Yeah, pure white card. Chris is just asking me on Facebook if this is just my regular pure white cardstock, and it is. This is not watercolour card. It's just normal pure white card. So I'll do the flower first. I'm trying to hold this and paint at the same time, which is a bit awkward. So I've took quite a bit of the red on my brush, so you can see the brush is quite loaded, and I'm just going to pat at the bottom. Can you see that? Can you see that happen as I'm... There you go, look. As I put the paint in, it's bleeding itself. This is because the paints are such good quality. Not all acrylic paints do this. I'll do it on the butterfly. I'm trying to keep it straight. Oh, that's just amazing. That is just so easy to do. No skill whatsoever. Oh, that looks fabulous. Look at that. That is amazing. How easy was that to do? And then if I bring the other one in and show you where I went over everything, and I give it a little wiggle, you can see that we've got that lovely pearlescent sheen over the black. If you didn't want that, you could either, I told you could stamp it second. So just do a wash or a colour mix with where you do the patting on the card. I'll just clean my brush. Or you could go back in again and stamp over it. It's so easy to do. If you struggle to colour in, watercolouring is just absolutely the way to go. So I'm going to leave that plain white. I'm going to pop these into my little inky box. And that is still drying, but look how fab it looks already. Isn't that fabulous? It will take a good few hours for that to dry. Right, so I'm going to crack on. And I want to ink the edge of these ovals with my Distress Oxide Black Soot. So I'm giving these all a little bit of a black edge, which I don't normally do. Used to do it on everything and then just stop doing it altogether, but I want them to stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going around the edge just lightly, just to give it a little bit of a black tint. Doesn't have to be black, you could do it whatever colour you wanted. But I'm doing black because I've got black in my cardstock, in the layers of the card. Here we go. So that one's that. I'm just working my way around, and you know I don't do that unless I have to. If I only want a small bit of the colour, I do it like this. If I want more of the colour, I would do it with my blending tools. And my lovely tools from Mama Makes are still sitting looking lovely and clean and pristine. Except for one, I have used one of them. So we've now got a lovely black edge to all that. I'm going to do the same on this piece just to tie it all in. Not a lot, look, it's just enough. Just enough to give it a distressed edge. I don't do it very often. Chook. So for anybody that hears me say chook, I'm talking to Jane Dell, who was my friend for years, and I call her chook. Yeah, it's not. I don't do it very often. It only when it needs it. I tend to glitter my edges these days. So we've got that. I'm just going to wipe up these bits that have come off my smoothie. Whoops. Put that back where it should be. And then we'll start the layering. We'll start layering this. So this is what happens, as you know, when you put lots of water onto a piece of card. And normally I would tell you to mist the back with water, pop it underneath a heavy weight, and then leave it for an hour. And it will flatten itself. But I'm going to stick this straight onto here and then flatten it while we're doing other things. So I've got a couple of other jobs to do where I want to use the Postmarks. So Postmark paraphernalia. We're going to stamp some little extra embellishments. Oops, that went a bit skewy, Phil. There we go, so just let that grab. And then I'll pop that underneath my tub here. There you go. So that's tucked underneath my tub. I'm going to stamp a few of the postmarks on these spare bits of card. Just to show you how everything works together. Come on, postmarks, where are you? So we're going to have a couple of these postmarks on the extra ovals that I've cut. And I would normally do this in white embossing powder, but I'm going to cheat. Just bear with me a second, everybody. I've just grabbed my Picket Fence Distress ink. So the Picket Fence Distress ink is not an oxide, so this will be really, really subtle, but they're only going to be little background textures. So let's have a couple of postmarks, I think. Let's have the wavy lines, and let's have an actual postmark. And I'm stamping onto the Elegant Ebony cardstock. If it looks like I'm rushing, it's because I am. So I'll stamp them separately just so I can get the effects that I want. Oh, sorry, yes, what have I missed? Not to worry, Chuck, I'll talk to you later. Come on, Phil, drink. Yeah, I'm having a drink. There's still such a lot to do. So when I was prepping this, I sent Julia a picture and I was showing Julia, and I'm like, it'll be a quick one because I've got lots of it already done ahead of time. But you know me well enough to know that that will never happen. So I'm going in with the Distress Oxide, the Distress Picket Fence. I'm just going to do, these will look like a washed out grey. So I'm just creating a few little embellishments that are going to be tucked underneath some of the other ovals, so I don't need loads. I mean, that's actually come out quite good on my Elegant Ebony card. In fact, that's come out better on the Elegant Ebony than it has done on previous white black cardstocks that I've used. So we're now creating our own little embellishments that don't exist anywhere apart from what we've just done ourselves. Oh, that looks lovely. Lovely jubbly. I don't know why I'm surprised, but because I know it's going to look fabulous. So we've just made two little postmark backgrounds that are going to be tucked underneath the other ovals. It's turned out whiter than I thought it would, which is fab. I've run out of space for everything. Thinking about my dinner. Jacqueline, will we all be sending for one of those towels? Towels? Oh yeah, Sandy. Has Sandy told you what they are? Sylvia's put, now I can see what you were doing in your box. If I'd have remembered, we could have used it. Right, so I'm not going to do anything else to this piece. So this is the one that has the, I don't know if you can see the shimmer on that. Can you see the shimmer? If I just wiggle that a bit, maybe just a bit. I'm trying to get you to see that. There you go. So this is the burnt orange just splattered with water onto this background layer. I have got a couple of other things to do, but I'm not going to rush this because I want to do it properly. So if you get bored, just mute me, but keep watching, because that's what I would do. And then that's going on to the larger piece on, surprise, surprise, foam tape. Yeah, so Chris has just reminded everybody that on Facebook that Royal Mail are on strike next week. I do believe that the girls have posted a message on the Honeypot Crafts Facebook page telling you, because obviously the days that they're on strike they won't be collecting from the shop, so you might just have to wait a day or two longer than normal. Even for us as a like a premiere where they collect from the shop, they're not even collecting from the shop. So apologies, but all good things come to those who wait. So that's now going on to my card. This coming Friday as well, the 31st. Don't you think that every time you put the news on, there's just another strike somewhere? And I absolutely get why they feel the need to do it, because this country is just in such a state. In fact, I've stopped watching Good Morning Britain because it drives me mad. Right, so I'm going to turn this one onto its side and stand up to do this because it's a big piece of card, and I find it easier to do big pieces horizontally more than I do vertically. Perfect. And that piece has now dried and it's spot on, perfectly straight. So this can now go on another layer of foam tape. Yeah, it's just a little card, Chris. Chris is saying on Facebook it's another small card. I am going to do this. I am going to demo this on my shows, probably at 12 on Friday. I will demo a small version of this in a different colourway, just to show you that these stamps were actually designed for smaller cards, but they give you the option of blowing it up like I do. I'll do another quick run through of the stamps at the end when I've finished. but this will give you an idea. I'm not putting any glue on for wiggle time, and I want my ink to go in that direction. We've got like a diagonal thing going on there, look. So make sure I do it the right way up. I love these two colours together. The burnt orange and the Uncharted Mariner are fabulous together. Fabulous together. Uncharted Mariner is like a little bit more of a petrol blue compared to Broken China, which is definitely a turquoise. So now I'm just flattening my ovals, and we shall begin the process of layering these up. So I'm using foam tape instead of glue gel for this. And I'm going to start at the top left and work my way down. I've got a foam tape. Incidentally, let me just show you this, because this was the other option for this one. I was going to leave one plain one in white, which would look just as nice, but I wanted the detail from these stamps, look. So this texture paste is going to go, I'm just going to have that just hanging off the edge a bit. And this is why I've done it with foam tape, so I can tuck things underneath it. And then we'll have that one. I'm going to have that underneath it, and that can go. Oh, look, a new tube, because that other one was just an absolute nightmare. Brand new tube. And I'm going to put that on with glue gel and tuck it underneath. So just a little bit. And make sure the post office is the right way around. I'm going to pick that up and just tuck that underneath. So I've purposefully, I don't know whether you've spotted that, I've purposefully just hung over the edges a little bit. That's it. And then that one's going to go over there, so that needs to go on. In fact, I'm going to do this one with gel. Now I've got it out. Yeah, absolutely. Would Phill, do you stock all the Distress Oxide sprays on the website? Yes, Linda, all of them. All of them. I love the Oxide ink pads and I love the Oxide misters. Love them all. So let's just make sure I'm putting that in the right place. So I need to be a little bit higher on this side. And a little bit lower there. So this is now going to overlap. So although I've made a lovely fabulous background, you don't actually lose the effect. And I've got this one that's going there. So again, this can go on foam tape. Love the style of card and love the colours, yeah, absolutely. In fact, if I'm 100% honest with you, Annette's just saying on Facebook that she loves the colours. I love turquoise and orange together. So the fact that we've now got Uncharted Mariner, which is like a steely, a petrol-y blue, it looks fabulous with the orange. But when I was first prepping this, I actually did it in pink and purple, and it looked nice in that colour as well. Phill, are you coming to the craft fair at Detling in September? I won't be, Maureen, I'm afraid, because I'm on holiday in September. Hi, Hazy babe, I didn't see you sneaking in. I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks. Woo-hoo-hoo. And let me tell you, I am so ready for it. So just a little bit of glue gel on this. That's what the texture paste looks like when you just put it on you know, the bit at the end that was left over that I've just scraped on. So that's a little bit higher again. I'm just making sure that the ovals are straight. And then this one's going to go underneath. We are nearly done. Well, no, that's an absolute fib. I'm not nearly done at all. That's getting tucked underneath. And then this one is getting tucked on top. But I'll just do it from the tube just to be a bit quicker. So I want this one to just hang off the bottom the same as the others. I'm going to tuck that underneath because it's interfering with that one because I've used glue gel. Especially in this heat. We all know what happens to the glue gel when it's warm in my craft room. It just melts. Any room in my suitcase for you, Phil. Of course there's room for you. Of course there's room for you. Hi Roz, has Roz just sneaked in? Oh, there you are. Hi Roz. Right, so that's where we're at. We've got our embellishments. We've got our butterflies. And I just need to cut the other butterfly out. Look how beautiful that looks when it dries. It's not quite dry yet, but I'm still going to cut it out. So just hang on 1 second while I cut this butterfly out really quickly. I am trying to save the antenna. I don't know why, but I'll be glittering them. I'm the worst at cutting out. Absolute worst at cutting out. So the fact that I can quickly go around these butterflies is amazing. I will fix that, I promise you. Right, so I'm just weaving my way around. And then I'll just do that bit. This one might lose. This one might lose an antenna. Oh no, I've done it. I've managed to keep them both. How about that for a small miracle? So I'm just going to glitter the antennas on that. We are getting there slowly but surely. I've also got my my mesh. No, it's not the mesh. It's the, what's this one called? Smuggle you in his budget. Where am I going? Where are you going? Just being nosy. I'm going to Italy. Yeah. So let's just glitter the antenna on these butterflies. Far too much glue. Nearly done. That's my 3 butterflies there. I'm not putting any glitter on the flower. And I will do this bit first, I think. I should have another, there it is. I've kept that plain, should I? No, I'm going to leave it off. I'll leave it off. I did want another white one. It's too late now. Too late. So let's get the flowers on. So I've already got the image, as you know, the flower from the Notebook Botanicals cut out and coloured in, and this is one of the reasons why I love this collection. So I've taken just a plain oval, and I've stamped with the flower off the edge, and I'm now going to make that a feature. So normally I would probably colour a little bit in underneath, but I'll do this on glue gel, but quite low down, so rather than really high on the glue gel, I'll just do it quite low down, so you can't see the negative space underneath. And as you know, if I'm the worst at cutting out and I've managed to do these, anybody can do it. Did you just say no glitter? Yeah, no glitter on the flowers. No glitter on the flowers, because I want the focus to be on the pearlescent sheen you get from the paints. Do you see what I mean? You get that lovely pearly sheen. I'm just going to push it a little bit lower. And then I've got the extra flower there as well, which I will have sitting next to it. We're getting there slowly but surely. I've still got a couple of bits to do. Let's just get that extra flower on. Oh, that was just so pretty. Right, so while we just let that just settle for a minute, I'm going to come back to the sentiments, where I am if I find where I threw them, and cut them out when I find them. Does anybody know where I put them? Here they are. So the trio frame are perfect with this collection. Oh, I'm saving that butterfly, because they're a little bit modern, they're a little bit funky, and I can colour them in to match whatever I'm doing. And even I can cut these out, look. Here we go. Easy peasy. It's gone really, really dark here. The clouds are jet black. So I think we're heading for a storm. It's very humid, which has probably contributed to my head being a bit sore. So I've now created my lovely little sentiments, bloom and grow. It could be anything. It could be happy birthday, it could be best wishes, but I want to bloom and grow just because it matches the style of the card I'm doing. That's probably enough off my finger. Let's find out if it is. Yeah, it is, look. was a bit tight, Phil, come on. I'm being too tight. Frugal, we'll say frugal. That's better. So this is just the burnt orange, and I could have probably done it at the beginning, but then we're going to get this lovely inky effect going through it, look, which is perfect. Let that dry for a minute. We are nearly done, so 10 minutes and I'll be done. And then I'll quickly run through the stamps with you again once I put them back where they belong. So I'm going to come back to the card and we'll take some of the, I forgot what that's called. It's time to take another drink, Phil. Linda's asking me what I've got for my dinner tonight. I do know, I can't even remember. Right, so I'm just going to tear some of this because I don't want it straight. And I'm just going to tuck some bits underneath. Just little bits, just to give us a bit of texture in between the ovals. It does add something. These texture dyes are fabulous. They do add a lot. Oops. Just tucked underneath in little areas, as you know, I love to do that. Just pop that on there. Oh, let me just tell you why I chose this texture dye as well. This texture dye, because of the little squares in the texture paste. Let's have another bit down here. I can find my tweezers. Just tuck that underneath. Sorry, you need to just bear with me while I'm at the faffy stage. But faffing maketh the project. I'm just going to give you another little tip. In fact, let me just go and grab one just so I can show you while that's just setting. So when I've been prepping my demos for telly at the week on Friday, make some space for myself. Yeah, so when I've been prepping my demos for TV on Friday, and I was using these texture dyes, which I am going to be using on my shows, and you know when you do your matting and layering, you always have a strip. You always have a strip of card left over. And it suddenly occurred to me, and I don't know why I've not thought about this before, but you know the texture dyes are A6. So I tend to just chop an A6 piece of card and then cut the whole thing. But all the little strips that I have left from my matting and layering look, you can just run them through your texture dyes. So that is a scrap. I've just thought, why have I only just thought of that? Why have I only just thought of it? Ridiculous. So now I'm just trying to create some shapes with this one so that it doesn't look like just a pure grid. I'll try that the other way on. Yeah, that's better. You'll notice there are no other flowers going on this card apart from the stamp. Of course I've got that on glue gel. But there, methinks. Nearly done. The butterflies finish this off. So once I add the extra orange from the butterflies, it finishes this card off. And then we need another bit under here. Just to break the butterfly up. And all this time is giving the sentiments time to dry. Oh, let me just flick back to the tube. I've just flicked back to the tube. Sorry, everybody. Sounds wonderful. Many years ago, went to Rome. Yeah, I'm not going to Rome. I'm going to the Amalfi Coast. So if anybody's there, let me know. I think that might be enough of this. I'm just going to save that bit once I've got my butterfly on. So over to the butterflies, swapping out for the thin tweezers. I'll just give them a little bit of shape. Oh, the colour's lovely. With the metallic sheen. There you go. Obviously the glitter's not dried yet on these, but just to give them a bit of a lift. And I'm going to use that one in the middle, I think. So here we go. Final faffing. Let's have it on the edge so I can tuck my sentiments in. That final flourish of the orange, the burnt orange, just brings the whole thing together. The glue gel is still a little bit damp on the ovals. And I love that white piece. That plain white piece there, look, with the flowers on, just looks fabulous. Even if I've stuck it a bit skewy. Still managed to stick it skewy. And I think there. The sentiments are not quite dry yet, but they will be okay, I think. I've got sweat running down my forehead, which is not a good look on me. Just trying to tip the butter. There you go, that's better. I'm happy with that. So we will have bloom, grow, bloom and grow. I'm just seeing where I want them. Yeah. Bloom and grow. Yeah, I like that. So I've decided. Right, so I'm just finishing off now with the sentiment. So bloom. And now if I'm honest with you, I had these cogs here and I was going to paint them, but it's too late now because my dinner was ready 10 minutes ago. So I will add them on, so the next time when I take a photo of this, it will probably have some orange cogs tucked in. So when you see an actual picture tomorrow, it will have a few cogs in it. Just move that across a bit. Blue and grey. Lid on your glue gel, Phill. Where's your towel, Phill? Do you know what, Sandy? It's in here. It's in my craft room somewhere. Because I came back with all the Finnabair moulds, and I put it in there. I put it in there with that. I was going to paint some straws as well, but time's just run away with us. So I'm going to stop at that, and I'll just bring that in and let you see that in more detail. So you've got all that lovely shimmer going on. I can't get it all in the one shot, but I can show you how flat it is. That's relatively flat for me. Yeah, so it will have some, it will definitely have some orange cogs tucked in there when I take a photograph tomorrow, but time's just ticked away as it always does. Yeah, you can't really see the levels with the texture dye, but you get the gist. All the colours just beautiful together. Right, so let me make a little bit of space. I'll put my stamps back together, and then I'll quickly run through them all again before I leave you and go and get my dinner. So that's that one. I don't know where I've put the other one, but I'll find it. What I'll do is I'll just go through the packaging because it's easier and I can find my stamps later. So that is the very first demo with the new, love them, love them, love them, notebook botanicals. So I'll quickly flick through them to show everybody that didn't see it at the beginning. And I might give this card away on Saturday. I shall let you know. I'll do a little giveaway on Facebook. So the Notebook Botanicals launching at 12 o'clock. So I'm only doing 2 hours. So 12 o'clock, and I'm on at 5 o'clock on Friday. Lots of texture going on with this. Lots of opportunities of what you can do with these. So we've got 4 new A6 stamps. And these have all been designed with a kind of shabby vintage, distressed notebook background that is different on all 4. I need to tell you it's different on all 4. And this one is the one that I've used tonight, which is called Peaceful, which is just down there, look. I've given them all lovely, peaceful, serene names. So that is Peaceful. Then you have Serenity. So I've given you one that's more open, one that's a little bit closed. So that's Serenity. Then you have Tranquility, which I love this one. That's Tranquility. And then you have Calmness, and Calmness is another one that's easy to colour in. So they all have different textures in them. So they're not the same, different flowers, different extras. Then the embellishments start here. So you've got the foundation there with the Notebook Botanicals. You've got the base, if you like, the foundation. So you can use them as they are, which is what I've done there, and then just overlaid with a decoupaged repeat image. Or you can start building up extra and filling the gaps with these. So the wonderful wildflowers are extensions of the 4 flowers that are featured within the Notebook Botanicals. And you've got a couple of little extra swirly things as well. So that is the wonderful wildflowers. Then you have the wonderful wings, which is all the butterflies, the dragonflies, the bees, the ladybirds, they're all in there. Then you have the Postmark paraphernalia, which is what I did that with, just down there and up there, which has all the little postmarks and the tickets and everything in. And then the last one is the notebook textures. So the notebook textures are all featured within the smaller stamps, but these are bigger versions. so you can create embellishments to cut out and decorate your notebook botanical stamps. So these are being released on Friday. My first show on Create and Craft is 12 o'clock and my second show is 5 o'clock. I've told you the news. If you missed the news, you need to just watch the video back from the beginning. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I wish I could show you the sky outside. It's just pure black. Not with the night time either, with clouds. So please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching on Facebook, and follow me on Facebook as well, so you can find Phill Martin, 2 L's. You can search for Sentimentally Yours and like the page. All the lives I do will be broadcast on both places. And you can find Julia Watts Crafts and follow her on YouTube and Facebook as well. And all my design team, and I will put links of the design team's channels in. I'll probably do it over the weekend so you can find the DT as well, because they've done some amazing samples as ever with these cards. So I'll leave you with a little close-up of the colours, because the colours are fabulous. And I will see you on your telly on Friday at 12 o'clock. So I hope you like them as much as I do. Thanks everybody, have a lovely rest of the evening, and I will see you on Friday. So thanks everybody, bye.